Oh my god, it's Metal Gear Rising. The PC version, which has this, a nice little menu that just allows me to select codecs that I can play back at any point. Wish I knew about that earlier. I didn't, though. Hey, let's listen to some of these.
These rifles Desperado's using. Mac 200s, right? Same as Maverick's standard issue.
So this one's interesting.
Nice
I mentioned before that all of the weapons in this game are fictitious. So we get a little bit of lore on the assault rifles that we see. They're based a little bit on the FN 2000, but in this universe, it's a Russian-made weapon, apparently, and is, I guess, yeah, that. It takes 5.56 ammo. It doesn't take AK ammo, so it's a little strange. It's a little odd.
Most Soviet gear was trash, yes.
See, so he waxes nostalgic about the AKs, but it doesn't. It has nothing in common with an AK. It's strange, but I still like the little bit of world building.
Macs everywhere these days.
They've spread all over the world, and so quickly. Still, I am sad to see Desperado using them against us.
Well, not much we can do about it now.
Nope, just gotta slice people to bits.
Waved around Stado Pridurkov. Что вы столи?
Okay, Boris, okay.
Oh, he's mad. I also have here... I made a little list. I listened to a couple of these. You can see there's quite a few, but we're only going to listen to
We got anything on that Ray I went
a
up
couple.
against?
We analyzed the wreckage. It's
So this is
possible
about
Jack
the
has been
custom
replaced
Ray
with
we fought in
CNT
Chapter
muscle
0.
fiber. The same type as you, or most any
And
cyborg.
oh boy, they go into a lot about what differentiates it from the prior Rays in the series, which is cool.
This space with Vetronics and extra weapons.
Like that heat blade and plasma gun.
Yep.
Plasma loses effectiveness in the air pretty quickly, but it's still a hell of a close-range weapon.
Large-scale UGs have a growing problem fighting smaller, more agile opponents like
That's
you,
why
right?
it's got a big sword
This is
and
why we
can
now
do a
see
big
UGs
dragon
armed with
breath
new
of
countermeasures,
plasma.
such as this Ray had.
Alright, let's listen to some of Kevin's. Kevin has some pretty good ones.
So Raiden, who was this that told you to find your own name?
Ah, yes, this one.
The one and only Solid Snake. Hero of
And that's the one and only
Zanzibar
Solid
Land,
Snake
Shadow
mentioned in
Moses.
this game.
The list goes on.
Right. Guy's a legend.
So this is interesting.
knew him so
Kevin
Yeah,
refers to him
he saved my ass at Big
almost
Show.
entirely
Not
in
to mention
past
a few
tense,
times after that. I've lost count.
but
In terms of pure combat ability, he's one of the greatest soldiers I've ever seen.
see, Raiden
But
here
it's not
uses
only
present.
that. He knows
He
what's
says that
right,
he is one
and
of the
just gets
greatest.
it
He
done,
knows what's
period.
right. It's
No one can
interesting.
stop him.
It's
I've learned a lot from him. He'd kill me if he heard me talking.
and
about
even
voices.
that implies that
Wow. I didn't know
Snake
you
is
were such a
somehow still,
fanboy. I
able
thought you were gonna start
to,
crying there
you
for
know,
a second.
I don't think it really means
Very
that
funny,
Snake is
Jeff.
alive. I think it's
Seriously,
just
though.
that
Did
Raiden
Snake
is
know he had
keeping
a
his
stalker?
memory alive. I still like it though. I think it's nice.
Hey,
Of course.
Relax. I'm only ribbing you.
Of course, Kevin just
I just wish I
absolutely
got to meet the
roasting
guy.
Raiden for being a
I
Snake
know.
fanboy. Kevin, we're
You're
all
no
Snake
fun.
fanboys. You know he got into Super Smash Brothers? Twice even. Anyway.
Raiden, that saying you like about your sword being a tool of justice?
Yeah, it's why I fight. Sometimes taking a life saves others.
A life, or two, or three, or
Yeah,
40
so
in
this
your
is
case,
sort of
but
the
I know what you
main
mean.
thesis statement of the
Besides,
game is
it's
that,
not
listen,
like
hey,
the cyborgs you're
you know,
fighting
Metal
are brain
Gear,
jacked.
war's
Wouldn't
bad,
be much
large-scale
point sending
weapons of
Jack
mass
cyborgs.
destruction, they're really
True.
bad, but,
Having someone pilot a body remotely only really makes
sometimes,
financial sense for
you know.
espionage missions. And you might as well use UGs if you're going to let an AI control your soul.
Yes, and we get
So,
to
yeah,
talking about
they're probably
AIs.
using emotional restraints, but those cyborgs are fighting of their own free will.
Starting to see where I'm coming from.
This'll
I
come
get
up
it, it's
soon.
just
This'll come up
you
soon
didn't used
with
to
the
seem so
emotional
comfortable with the
suppressants.
idea.
Hmm.
What about what Sam said? About your ideals holding you back?
Ah, bullshit. He's good, but now I know how he moves, how he thinks, and I've got my new body.
Yeah, we'll see how my
My philosophy
fight
says
against
when
him
and why
went.
fight, not how.
It didn't go
It
great,
won't
but that's
keep me from
fine.
beating Sam. And next time we meet, I will beat
I
him.
did beat him.
I'll kill him. and I'll do it to save
Oh,
others
getting
from
a little,
suffering, with my ideals intact.
All right.
zesty
right.
there, Raiden.
Hey, Kev, you have anything on that sword Sam was using? Didn't seem like your garden variety high-frequency blade.
It's not. It's a samurai sword. The real deal.
This part's fascinating.
16th century make, handed down in his family ever since. Sam had it recast as a high-frequency blade.
Apparently that's a thing you can do. You can
Is this
convert
something I need to worry about?
a katana
Maybe.
into a high-frequency
You know the
blade.
basics of sword making, right?
I don't know how that...
Harder
I
the
guess
metal,
just
the
the
better
blade
it
part
cuts,
of it, but...
also the more brittle it is. So a sword's got to be sturdy, but also just pliable enough to absorb
Yep,
shock
so this is
without
important
breaking.
about
Walking that line, striking that balance.
how swords work.
That's what makes sword crafting
I've
art.
watched a lot of
Japanese
sword-making
swords use
videos. It's
different
pretty
types of
fascinating.
iron,
I'm sure
different
Raiden has,
amounts of
too. He
carbon,
seems to be a big
different
fan
levels
of
of flexibility, in other words.
katanas
So the blade
by
can be
this point in the
tough
timeline.
and razor sharp.
And that gets multiplied when the sword gets the HF treatment?
Yeah. Basically, the high
Yep,
frequency
so
upgrade
basically the
sets
better
blade
the
vibrating
sword, the
really,
better the
really fast,
high-frequency
right?
blade, which
That
is a
vibration acts on the
fascinating
electron shells
concept
of atoms in the sword
that,
and the local
even though we
electromagnetic
live in this
field.
world of
When the EMF
technology
achieves
and
resonance,
cyborgs
the
and
blade's bonding
super
is strengthened.
crazy
At a
nonsense,
quantum level, it's like the
emotional
entire sword is
control,
made of the
AIs, all
exact
that,
same
making a
particle
really
type.
good
It
sword is
also
still very
disrupts any atoms
important.
it comes into contact with. Say, those that make up the
I
target.
think that's pretty cool.
Their electron clouds shrink from exposure to quantum decoherence at the Planck scale.
Yes, quantum
In other
decoherence
words,
at the Planck
it
scale.
electrically severs the bonds
I'm
that keep the
always
particles'
thinking
atoms
about
together.
that.
You lost me around the EMF part.
And that's the dumbed down explanation. To be honest, even I don't understand all the details. Point is, an HF upgrade is like an amplifier. It multiplies what's already there. So Sam's badass blade might give him the edge. I mean,
Oh,
you
Kevin,
know what
you
I
and
mean.
your puns.
The original sword was really that good?
Sounds like it. Says here it's a Murasama blade.
Murasama. Sounds familiar.
One of the top 10 best-known sword makers worldwide.
Except, actually, you're thinking of
Japan,
Muramasa or
he's
Masamune.
legendary.
It's a
They
bit
say
of a
his sword is thirsty
mistranslation,
for blood,
but
they
an
choose who will
in-universe
wield it, you know, that sort of
mistranslation,
thing.
which I
Ooh,
think is pretty
now
funny.
I really am scared.
I know, right?
Kev, you dig up anything more on Jetstream Sam?
Yeah, actually a bit. Still a lot of missing pieces.
I'll take what I can.
This part's cool.
Right.
This just builds up
Full
Sam
name,
to be
Samuel
even
Rodriguez.
cooler.
Born in Brazil, so I guess that'd be more like Samuel Rodriguez.
I mean, yes, but
He's
you don't have
actually
to
not
say
one
it
of the
like
Winds
that.
of
You could
Destruction.
just say Samuel
He's not even a
Rodriguez.
Desperado
You don't have to...
Yeah. Didn't seem
Kevin,
like your typical
Kevin, I think you
PSC
need a
lead.
little,
His
a
father
workplace
ran a Brazilian
sensitivity
Kinjutsu
training.
dojo.
Genjutsu. That's a school of Japanese swordplay.
Raiden
lot of
hears
Japanese immigrated to
Kenjutsu
Brazil
and
way
gets
back when.
all
They
psyched
brought
here. He's like,
martial arts
oh,
with them.
yes,
Those
sword talk.
evolved and became their own offshoots. You've heard of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right?
Hell
It's
yeah.
their variation on judo. Brazilian Kinjutsu's the same kind of thing. A different
So this is
evolution of the old
another
samurai sword skill.
really cool
Bit of
thing
capoeira and some other stuff mixed in.
that Metal Gear,
Anyway,
when
I
it
did some
does
digging.
well, it does it
Apparently,
really
the
cool,
Rodriguez dojo was
where
a
it takes
big
real world
proponent of the
history and weaves it into the
Uridachi
lore,
style.
because Brazil
Uridachi.
does have
AKA
a
Setsujinken. The
sizable
murdering
Japanese
sword.
population,
Basically the polar opposite
which,
of my
yeah,
sword of
Brazilian
justice.
Jiu-Jitsu comes from
Rodriguez
that,
Genjutsu
and
uses
the
kicks,
fact that
sword
they
butts,
take
even
that
throws.
and
Unpredictable,
work it into the lore of
very
this
deadly.
game and turn it
Anyway, this is
into
interesting. Sam's father was killed by one
this
of his
crazy
pupils.
backstory of samurai
Rumors one of the
cyborg
cartels was
revenge is
involved, but
awesome.
It's not clear how or why. And after that, Sam disappears for a while, then comes back, kills the guy who killed his dad, and leaves Brazil. He travels the world for a while, taking odd jobs, bodyguard, cleaner for the mob, etc., etc. Made a big name for himself in the criminal underworld, especially in Central
So we get
and
a
South
whole
America.
entire
One
backstory
story
here
is
on
Sam
Sam.
taking out a mafia hit squad, 10 men, all with assault rifles, using only his sword.
Not unheard of for a cyborg.
This
This was
part.
back in the early 2000s.
Come on. He did that without enhancements? And pre-SOP?
During the Shadow
That's the
Moses
story, anyway.
incident, Sam's just going
He's a
around
cyborg now,
slicing
so
up
he's
dude.
only strong.
Where
Not to
Gray
freak
Fox
out
was
or
the
anything.
craziest thing
I
that
told
even
you, Kev,
Solid Snake
I
had
am
ever
beating on his
seen.
fighting
And
style
Gray
from
Fox
last
was like a
time.
revived,
My body's been
like,
upgraded.
cyborg,
I'll
like,
be fine.
man in the machine,
No,
zombie
I know you will
man
be.
flipping around doing katana tricks. Apparently Sam was just out doing the same thing, but instead of being like this tortured, horrible abomination of science, it's just, you know, he's just some cocky Brazilian dude. I love that. I really want the Sam game, the backstory game. Oh man. Anyway, we got some stuff with Doctor.
So, Doc, what kind of data can you extract from those left hands?
Yes, the left arms.
All manner of information. But the short list? Energy consumption, damage level, intracranial and blood pressure, blood sugar, other vitals, GPS history, speed and acceleration data, radio and optical readings, recorded computations from the internal expert battle support system.
Doc.
Time-stamped readings of the
He's still going off. I love how many people just go off about science stuff and write. It's like, I'm trying to kill dudes with swords. I just need to know. I'm sorry I asked.
All right, Doc.
Power consumption rates.
This is how I feel when people ask me questions, you know, and I just start going off.
Codec logs and wavelengths, voice transcripts, encryption methods.
Okay, Doc, okay. Sorry I asked.
As a field of technology, cyborg warfare is still in its infancy, you know. It is my duty as an engineer to collect and analyze as much data as possible for every conceivable situation.
We love data.
The resulting database will help drive future technology, both modifications and advances.
Makes sense. But why the left hand?
Is
Why
there any
store it
sort
all
of
there?
connection to a
Accessibility.
game that
A
was
unit
about
can remove
to...
it
Oh,
with its
no.
own right hand, or it can be recovered if the unit is damaged. I would advise you not to remove your own holographic storage, however, unless absolutely necessary. To facilitate recording of everything you see, hear, and so on, it is tied directly to your cranial nerves. So, each time the storage is connected or disconnected, your hippocampus is stimulated.
Sounds
This
sexy.
can result in memory loss,
Oh.
flashbacks, and all manner of unpleasant
The unsexy
Yeah,
kind of
I have some
stimulation.
experience with that. It's a little more.
Yeah,
than
so I
unpleasant.
like that even though it's not connected to the future game that prominently will feature, the future game that takes place like, 40 years in the past, 45 years in the past from this, that would come out in the future. Even though there's a guy in that game that has a mechanical left arm, yeah, no connection. It just happens to be that the left arm's a good place to store it because you can still fight. Most people are right-handed globally. Although I think that's not entirely true. I think as time moves on, it's a little more of a 50-50 split. But either way, it's interesting. I like that they explain it. And it's funny, again, knowing that by the time this game came out, we saw, I'll just say it, we saw Venom Snake with his robot arm, and we were like, oh my goodness, what's up with that? Is there a connection to Metal Gear Rising? No, dude just lost an arm, so they gave him a robot one. In this, it has a practical reason why it's specifically left arms. Anyway,
Very well done, Raiden.
thanks?
Oh, thanks, I guess.
That raptor may have been smaller than an Irving.
Yes, the
Potential is simply
raptor
remarkable.
lore.
Defeating it is a fine demonstration of your body's abilities. I'm quite happy to see it working so well.
Well, thanks, Doc. I'm quite happy I'm not dead, too.
How did it
He's
feel?
so sassy. Everybody's so
and Irving has
sassy.
more strength and firepower.
Irving, of course, being
But
a
this guy
gecko.
was a lot harder to keep a beat on. Not that big of a deal, but you definitely don't want to let.
Yeah,
your
they're
guard down
feisty.
for it.
They gave me a walloping, a
Combination
right
Irving and Tripod
walloping.
force would be a formidable foe in any urban warfare scenario. The only problem is cost. A PMC would have to be well funded indeed to even think about acquiring the necessary numbers to make it work. There are situations where an Irving may be overkill, but tripods cannot provide the necessary force.
And I think I
So the
mentioned
Raptor
this
was built
when I
to fill
fought
that
them, but
gap?
yes, the Raptor
Indeed.
is essentially
Its basic design is a
an
streamlined,
in-between
more compact
point
version
of
Irving.
the gecko and the
Furthermore,
dwarf
it
gecko.
uses the same control system as the
And you
tripod.
can just plug
It
a
can keep
dwarf
costs
gecko
low.
into it.
It can use standard
It's really
firmware
interesting.
website
I
as is,
really,
and
really
its
love
archive can
how
be
much world
monetized.
building and how much
That is to
the
say,
the
the user
technology
can
is
expand its
actually
defensive capability as needed. It's fit for standard military
considered.
operations, anti-terror
You know, it's not just a
even
cool
regular
robot
patrol
dinosaur
and
with
police
knife
duty.
legs because it's fun to
Most
fight a cool
admirable
robot
jack of
dinosaur
all
with
trades.
knife legs. It has a
Thought it was
practical
too good
combat
to fake.
application, and it's
Not the
cost
first word that
effective.
comes to mind.
But also, it's a cool
Yes,
robot dinosaur
my
with knife
apologies.
legs,
I
so,
can't help
you
but
know.
marvel at a well-made machine
He
when
loves
I
it.
see
He
one.
loves
There's
robot
no need to be
dinosaurs.
jealous,
And he
though.
loves knife legs. He
Your
gave him the
body
Blade
is
Wolf.
quite impressive as well.
He didn't have those before, I don't
Thanks,
believe.
Doc. You know all the rules of football, Cap?
Oh, this one's fun.
Well, enough to watch it at least. Why?
Just curious. I can never keep track of everything going on. All
He's
those
just like
rules.
me for real.
It's not that complicated, Ryden. You never watched it? Actually, you ever watched any sport?
What can I say? I'm a man of culture, Kev. Give me a good movie over some dumb game.
I forgot he just says it like that. What a dweeb,
Oh,
man.
sensitive artsy
Ryden's
cyborg
great.
type, right?
Right.
And look, he loves
Anyway,
it. He's like,
basketball's
yes,
more
the
my
sensitive
speed.
artsy
Get the
cyborg
ball,
type.
put it
Oh,
in the net, 2
that describes me to a
Oh,
T.
yeah,
Yes,
'cause that's
fair,
all there is to
Kevin.
basketball.
Yeah, and he's like,
I
oh yeah,
swear,
basketball. You
you
just
crack me up
throw the ball in the
sometimes,
hoop, right? That's all it is. Yeah, I like that one. Raiden has a little bit of the gap moe in this game, I feel. He's worldly and experienced, but only in very, very specific ways.
How's it going with the brain units, Doc? Any problems?
Oh, they could not be better. They're being kept at exactly 36 degrees
So this is
Celsius
after
with
we
a steady,
rescued all those
uninterrupted supply of
brains
oxygen and glucose.
from
Synchronizing them with our equipment
the
poses
lab
some
in Mexico.
difficulty, but everything's perfectly stable now.
That's good to hear. What kind of VR are they getting?
I prepared very comfortable rooms for each and every one. It's not quite Schloss Neuschwanstein, but
Yeah,
each one enjoys
there's
the equivalent of a
for some reason
four-star
video
hotel
games
suite.
love Schloss
Every room
Neuschwanstein.
includes
I
an
think I
electric
pointed
pool
out.
and an extensive library of on-demand
Oh, now
video
I don't
programming.
remember.
3 meals are delivered daily, and while we're
Was
only
there a
able to
painting
do
of it
so much
in a Metal
vis-a-vis
Gear
taste
game?
sensation,
I know there's a painting
it
of
should
it
satisfy
in.
the psychological
It shows up a
needs
couple
of
times in
engagement.
Resident Evil
Doesn't sound too
5.
bad.
It might
I
have showed
wouldn't
up
mind a
in
little VR training like
MGS4.
that for a change.
Oh, be my guest. I'd like to experience
Because I
it
know
for
the Tower of
myself, you
Babel
know.
shows up.
But
Either
for
way.
now, it is available
Either
for
way, hey, the
cyborgs
kids, they're
only.
alright. They're playing Second
Exciting
Life.
work
They're all
is being
plugged
done with the
into
range of invasive
VR chat.
brain-machine interfaces.
You know?
But there simply isn't much demand for it at the moment.
I guess not too many folks are willing to stick electrodes in their brains.
So
just for a
this,
taste of
too,
VR.
is something I wanted to point out,
Perhaps,
is
but the
current
sense of
year,
reality is
I'm recording
considerably
this, you know,
improved
we're
over
midway through
nanomachine-based
2025.
non-invasive
VR
methods.
gaming comes
If
and goes
prices
as a
kept low
fad,
enough, I imagine the
and,
video
you know,
game
we got the big
industry would
headsets,
clamor for it.
and
Who coded the
I've
virtual
mentioned
hotel?
before,
An
I feel like
assistant.
it's
He used to write VR programs for UGs.
kind
but
of
now
a
specializes
technological
in
dead
cyborg
end,
software.
because no matter
It's
how
a
good it
niche
gets,
right
you're still
now,
wearing
yes,
a
but
thing
when
on your
brain-machine
face.
interfaces take off, it will be a big business.
And the only way
The
to
children's
expand upon
accommodation is a
VR, yeah,
reworked
is some sort of
version of the original
invasive
beta
version,
software
and like, it's gonna be
The
so
room's
expensive
3D
and
models
dangerous
are all
that there's
made
no
using
future in
3D
that
programs.
either.
It couldn't have been easier.
Also, yeah, we
I wish
downloaded
everyone loved their work as much as you
we
do.
downloaded rooms off the
Folks
Unreal
are
Store, you know.
regular, cooped up in their rooms.
There's little I can do about that. Creating an open world. would
Yeah,
take
creating an
enormous
open world,
magnitude more
it's pretty
resources.
difficult and
What
takes
about
up a lot of
communication?
resources. Maybe you shouldn't
Another
do
weak
it.
spot, yes. The
Hmm.
NPCs available to us are all for military training purposes.
And
It
yes,
will
they
be
have
some
they have
time until we see
NPCs,
VR characters capable of convincingly human
but they're
interaction.
all, you know, enemy
Sadly, we're
combatants.
also not yet able to connect multiple brains to a single VR space. My assistants are operating virtual agents to give them a bare minimum.
So
of
the
mental care.
kids,
But
they're
our
not
team is
completely
limited in
isolated,
size,
but
and none of us are medical professionals, you know.
it's
They
they're
can't stay in
doing
there
what they
forever.
can. They're doing what they can. It could be a little better. Let's see, this is 3. I think that's all I wanted in R3. Yep, I have one from Kevin here.
What do you think about what Monsoon said earlier
Jesus.
about memes? You think we're all doomed to follow some coded-in routine? That there's no free will?
This is actually a
Well, you're
really
always
good
gonna
call,
have
but
restraints
man,
based
just
on what
the
culture you're
opening. What do you
born in.
think about
The concept
memes?
of memes was first proposed by Richard Dawkins.
Richard
in a book called
Dawkins, the Selfish Gene, yep.
Dawkins, a biologist, stated that even if the actions
There's
of a living
that.
thing
People
appear
think
to
this
be
game's not
altruistic,
worldly, not smart, not educated. No, they'll bring up a book and actually talk about the contents of it rather than the surface level imagery. Why would I bring that up anyway? Memes, actual real world memes, not internet memes, are a fascinating concept. And
political expression. And just like normal genes, they replicate.
I genuinely do think this game helped people understand that a little better. I heard about societal memes prior to this game, obviously, because I, play a lot of video games and stuff. They've brought up memes in Metal Gear before. But after this game came out, it being a meme game about memes that spawned its own memes, it actually did have people start like this right here, right?
Like
in the US,
any capitalist country, really.
And any capitalist country, we get this idea that, oh, well, you should just make the most money ever. That's the end goal of life.
You're also spreading that idea to other people.
Like, why?
If that meme is
why is that the end goal of life? Well, that's just the cultural meme here, so it's what we do. We're not supposed to think about it. It is pre-programmed. And this game kind of, I don't know. After this game came out, I know I certainly talked about it more with people, and I heard people talking more about the concept of just like, hey man, are we just doing things because everyone says that's what we do, you know?
Kids' parents are killed by other kids.
Maybe we should ask these questions? I don't know.
Start killing other people's parents. There's gotta be a way to break the cycle.
Yep, break the cycle of your memes.
How we can rebel against our genes.
See? It's important. You don't like something about society? Maybe, yeah. Identify and replicate the good memes and throw the bad memes out. I'm, someone who is oftentimes not in the best financial state, but I do my best to not blame people and argue with them about it because I was exposed to a lot of that. I was exposed to that one hell of a bad meme. So, I try not to pay it forward. I try not to put things out there into the ether, into the collective consciousness, if you will, that are bad, nasty memes. And I just think it's interesting that the game gets into that a little bit.
Damn, 2 fighter planes downed? Pretty impressive, Raiden. Even for you.
Yeah, I'm cool.
It's not me, really. It's this body.
Well, sure, it helps. But it would be nothing without your tactics and reactions.
Maybe. I wouldn't even dare take them on if I wasn't in this frame, though.
You never could take a compliment. But I admit, the tech is pretty hot. Makes you wonder what'll happen once...
Yep, we got our hot body. Raiden and his hot cyborg body.
I doubt we'll get to that point. A lot of groups have already explicitly banned cyborg athletes.
Oh, yes, this is a very fascinating one. Cyborg sports.
Gonna let him on the field.
Gonna let him?
Well, sure.
Yeah, they slurred the typing like I tend to slur my speech occasionally.
Superhuman feats. For a lot of folks, the regular stuff just wouldn't cut it after that.
Yeah, this is fascinating again, just the fact that they talk about the consequences of cyborg proliferation.
Cyborg skater that's got like 100 million hits.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Novelty, Kev, nothing more. What excites people is seeing regular folks doing superhuman things. If there's no training, no sacrifice beyond I paid.
Yeah, it's cool to see Tony Hawk do a big, cool skateboard trick. No one wants to see an AI-generated Tony Hawk do a skateboard trick because a real guy didn't do it.
A lot of people just like to see the limits of
much to consider, much to think about. This game is very relevant, man. It was relevant at its time, but it's becoming
I guess it could happen.
Sort of ever-present in my mind.
With enough cash, you could jump right into the top ranks of any cyborg sport.
Yep, and that would cheapen it.
Nice, but I've always sucked at sports. There's no way, unless I swap out my brain, too. Nah, I'm content just watching from the sidelines.
It's funny that Kevin is very clearly, young and in shape and knows about sports, but then he just throws that in at the end. He's like, no, I'm bad at them. What do you do? Just lift all day? Anyway. Yeah, Metal Gear Rising, a lot of fascinating codecs. And also, PC version, just letting me listen to them, really nice. Really, really nice. Thanks, PC version of Metal Gear Rising.